out our shirt on Tespring.
Hey folks, what's going on? A little curious, not too nosy. Today I talked about this subject. John Oliver, he's the host of Last Week Tonight. He's offering Clarence Thomas, if he quit being a Supreme Court judge, offer him a year plus a fancy bus to go on tour with.
Last Week Tonight host John Oliver making a bid to convince the longest-serving justice on the Supreme Court to retire.
Yeah, Oliver offered to pay conservative Justice Clarence Thomas $1 million a year for the rest of his life and offered him a new luxury RV if Thomas would agree to step down. And this comes after Oliver devoted the lion's share of his season premiere to examining the allegations of conflict of interest surrounding the justice. Thomas has not responded to the offer, and in the past he has pushed back against any ethics criticism.
Well, pretty much he's corrupted. Nothing good about him. There's allegations against what he's doing, and there's proof of him getting, little gifts and, vacations from rich people. I guess you could buy a judge. If you're rich enough, you could buy a judge and change the laws and whatever you want it to be.
We also have been talking about this bombshell report that came out from ProPublica, appearing to reveal that for years, Justice Clarence Thomas has secretly accepted luxury gifts from a GOP mega donor, Harlan Crow. Gifts like private jet flights, luxury yacht cruises. And according to the report, the Supreme Court justice never reported them on annual financial disclosures. Well, that's a problem. The details are quite remarkable, and the images tell a story of how the conservative-leaning judge accepted these lavish getaways to Indonesia, New Zealand, a posh lakeside resort in the remote Adirondack Mountains there in New York. Well, our senior Washington correspondent, Stephen Breyer, has all the details from the report. I'll tell you what, these are some serious violations.
Alleged violations, meticulous reporting, though. You know ProPublica, Kira, it's a very distinguished news outlet, and these trips that you talked about have been going on allegedly for more than 20 years. We should say no one would begrudge a government official for going on vacation, but the fact that these were luxury, private jet flights, yacht cruises, all given at the expense of a man named Harlan Crow. He's a Republican mega donor. He's a real estate developer from Texas. He's a billionaire. There's no indication, we should say, that Crow had any business before the court, any direct conflicts. But justices, and there you see him there, are supposed to disclose these things every year. Any kind of gift certainly of this level should go down in an annual disclosure report published with the court. Why? For transparency, for impartiality. These are the judges in the highest court of the land. The public needs to know that there aren't conflicts. He did not apparently do so here. He did at least once in the past. So he did know at one point that these sorts of flights should be disclosed, and that's why this is so concerning. And as you said, the remarkable thing here in this report is that there are pictures.
Right.
There are photos of the
images.
justice with this donor traveling on these trips.
So are we hearing from Clarence Thomas? Are we hearing from Harlan Crow?
No response yet from the court or the justice, who, we should say, in the past has dismissed these kinds of stories as attacks, liberal smears on his credibility. Now, Mr. Crow, Harlan Crow, has given us a statement. I just received it. He confirms the relationship with Justice Thomas and says that they are dear friends, that this was simply an extension of hospitality on the part of him and his wife to the Thomases, and then in no instance were any cases or lobbying taking place discussed on these trips, that these were gatherings of friends. Again, those sorts of things are okay with people from all sorts of political persuasions.
Supreme Court justice, you have to disclose
exactly
these things.
Transparency, impartiality, and that is what this story, on top of several others, Kara, you and I have talked about, only going to raise calls now for greater transparency.
Yeah, now calls for impeachment even.
Impeachment. Democrats today, they've been leveling calls against Thomas for years. This is going to amplify them. We saw that Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez today said this is corruption, this is shocking, almost cartoonish. She tweeted she's demanding impeachment. That's perhaps not surprising from some on the left.
Right.
What is interesting, though, Senate Judiciary Committee Dick Durbin, he's the head of the Judiciary Committee. He says legislation is the answer here. They have it on the table to require these justices to have enforceable ethics standards. He says they're going to go there.
All right, we'll stay on top of it. Devin, thank you so much.
Thanks, Kira.
It proves to me that any kind of power leads to corruption. And they should change some things about how the courts and how the Supreme Courts are rating things, and they always have some kind of excuse, oh yeah, it was, we're friends, blah, blah, blah. I think there's more into it. Also, his his wife is really corrupted herself, and that's a whole different kind of video. But it kind of proves to me it's like if you're not the 1%er, you're screwed in this country. Plain and simple. So like and subscribe. Maybe do better next time. Thanks for watching.